Welcome, boys and girls. It's Glenn Parker, High Vibration Foundation. Thank you very much for joining me. So what is the topic today, boys and girls? I had an experience yesterday evening that I wanted to share, and it is on the topic with being with what is, everything that's happening. Okay, well, let's look at it from this point of view. I feel pretty, oh so pretty. Oh, wait a minute, wrong channel. I watched for the very first time West Side Story, and that song is stuck in my head. Please get it out of there. I was out yesterday, and I was out with family, and we're doing family types of things, having a meal, this and that, and two particular family members kind of get into it here and there, and they're older, and I would consider it bickering, but it is just a miscommunication going back and forth. They don't always understand each other 100%, so sometimes the cycle of communication gets garbled, and it literally is the talking clock syndrome where it goes around and around and around. And this has historically driven Glenn crazy, because it is kind of like watching children have communication and miscommunication and just going around and getting more frustrated and getting more frustrated and it escalating up. And I have been listening to just, any number of things, but this is one thing from Jan Quinn that's channeled by a number of people, but this one in particular was from Daniel Scranton. And what was conveyed is, well, you're an immortal being in a timeless reality, and everything that's happening is of your own accord, but these things that are happening of your own accord, you can end up being okay with them because you can come to an understanding that you put them there, and that these things that were making you crazy before, you can be more loving and more gentle about. And what ended up happening this time is, I actually said in my mind when I saw this, instead of reacting in a reactionary type of way and being upset, I actually stepped back and I'm like, oh, where else could an immortal being go and play this game and have this type of communication and, what would be called a misunderstanding and things like this, and have these types of conversations escalate. And I'm like, whoa. And Young Kun was basically saying you can come to terms and that understanding where now you can look at it, you're now looking at it from a more loving point of view and an understanding from an immortal being type of spirit type of point of view, where your spirit looking at this, knowing that you're physically manifested, and you're going, oh, well, that's them having that experience, and there's nothing wrong with that, and that doesn't need to bother you. I was like, well, that's actually really lovely, because that feels a lot better and a lot lighter than, some of the things previous where, it could be kind of a little wearing on the nerves, all right? So I just wanted to share that. I think that is more consciously raising consciousness. You're consciously raising these ideas that you are an immortal being in a timeless reality, and you came to Earth to play a great game with a whole bunch of your friends and loved ones, and immortal friends and loved ones, and people and spirits that you've known forever, timeless, beyond a human imagination and comprehension of the idea of time, because our greater consciousness, the spirit that you are, created time to go and play. There's an infinite amount of parallel realities all happening concurrently, millions upon millions upon millions upon millions, and billions and billions per second going by to create the illusion and congruity of the thing that we call time. So having a better understanding of that, and knowing that you are an immortal being in this and that you put yourself there, things don't need to bother you. You can look at them from a different point of view. And that is what really the shift is all about. The shift is about looking at things from a different point of view. You've seen it in this way up to this point in time. Holy shit, I'm immortal. And you're like, well, okay. So when these things come up, you can go, I'm regurgitating, instead of these things that were bothering me, I'm regurgitating the fact that I know that I'm immortal and this is okay. And they chose to have this interaction. And this is why you came, is to have this point of view, this shift in the point of view of who and what you are. To grow up and be in a place where you go, damn, I'm going to die someday, and then come to a place to go, I'm immortal, and these things that are happening of my own choice to give me the effect and the experience of space and time, and to allow me to be okay with what is happening, because I'm indestructible. I am forever, and within the space-time construct, that doesn't really seem correct and is not a popular idea as a whole yet. It is growing and growing, and science is contributing to this, and all kinds of things are going on. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. The inflation theory and the Big Bang alludes to that. There are an infinite amount of parallel realities all happening. They don't say concurrently, but there are an infinite amount of parallel realities. And if you take things like infinity symbol out of that equation, like what would be called God or what have you, then the equation breaks down. So all these different types of ideas are coming, and it's coming and coming and coming, and so many are happening that it's hard to step back and ignore most of this stuff now. You're like, there's so much data, and there's so many things that are going on, so many different channels coming through, there's so much information coming through, and they're all saying the same thing. I've heard the central star in the Pleiades, something called Alcyone, and I heard that from one channel, and then I heard it from a separate channel, which don't really communicate or seem to even be friends or whatnot. Maybe they've met in passing and whatnot, and I don't see collaboration, and I'm hearing like information from different sources, and I'm like, that's rather interesting. So anyway, I just wanted to share that story and kind of convey my personal experience, and that is a much lighter experience. There wasn't this energy compression of being frustrated with the situation. It was like a very loving point of view where, oh, where else could you go and have this type of experience where these people, these immortal spirits, could have this type of experience with each other? I'm like, did I just say that? And that is my point of view now. That is actually stuck. Yay! So I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you very much for watching. Glenn Parker, High Vibration Foundation, coaching, life, business, and spiritual. Also retreats, boys and girls. Don't forget retreats. If you do like this video, please do like, subscribe, and share. And if you do have any comments or suggestions or anything that you would like to share, please share them down below or send me a personal message on YouTube. Thank you very much, and have a fantastic day.